Hi everybody. Today I will talk about GET requests in Node.js and how to send and process a GET request. In the previous lesson, I do the insert new food request. It is a post request, and you can add more information here from data input and send it update to the database. So we do this similarly, and we will list all the food that I added to the database. The first is list all of the foods or it get on. You open the terminal and connect to the database using this command with username and password and authenticator database is my tutorial MongoDB. Then press enter, and then you switch to this database by using tutorial MongoDB and show all the collection in this and list all of this inside by file or so pretty. You call the pretty enter. So we have all of these records that you insert by using the post method in the previous lesson. Then you input it for about multiple. We have some of the food, for example, fresh mushroom, oyster, multiple salad and vegetable, etc. So we have many records here. So we want to list all the records by using my my get request or my get methods. Yes, so you can use this inside this. We find here means the criteria is all. It means that all not have any condition, and 100 means that it has maximum of 100 record. It is important because if your number of record is very large, it need to have a limit, so it affects the performance of the query. The name here is some of the fields that display. One means that it is display. If you remove one line, it is not display. And the sort mean it is sort accordingly. Here is a result. When you point to the result, it will call to this function. This function has input parameter is arrow function and parameter, and the implementation in the right of the arrow. We have the implementation. So we can check if it has error. It will true to the client that I have error. If it is successful, it true to the client that it is new data. Okay, so if it is error, it true that the data is blank or a blank array. On the message is the detail of the error, and the result is a fail, and it is an error. So if it is successful, it will print out to the screen that data is an array of food, and the food length or the number of elements inside the food. So then this is the array or the data that are sent to the client. Then I open in the Firefox or any other web browser. We slash list all food, and I press enter or refresh to see the result by pressing enter or refresh, and this is okay. Now this data, the output data has us. We have the data, we have result. You can print as a text. This is a text view with pretty print. We see that we have data is an array, and inside the array we have multiple elements, so multiple objects, and each object is detail of food, and we have a number of its count. So You can view by JSON for more is easier to see by click to here, very easy to understand. And what do you have another way we can print out using Postman? You can use Postman, and you also see that we have data here. We have an array, we have messages, we have a result field. So zoom out a little bit. Okay, we have a message, we have a count or the number of element in the result data, or in the array of data output. Okay, what about now we want to get only one record depending on the input. Depending on the food ID, we can find using find by ID, or it will find by your ID. Because your ID is string, you need convert the ID to the object ID. Object ID is a type that Mongo can understand, not string. So you convert this string to Mongo types of object ID. Then after running this, we call back to the array, to the arrow function. Then we have as a result in the arrow function. Then we can check similarly to the previous API that we check the arrow, and we check the arrow is nil or successful. If it is error, it will throw out the error, and if it is successful, it will throw out one record for that ID. Then we throw out this food by using the find by ID, and it will only throw one record or one object for each of the query. You copy this and paste to here to the web browser, and we input the value to the input part value is a food ID, and depending on the food ID, you can see the data output is here. For one report, you have for data, and you copy this line and save this line. You really remember that you use web browser to open the get request. Then you see that we have the get food by ID, and question mark mean begin the parameter input, and we have a parameter is food ID is equal to ABCD. Just so from the string it will convert to the object ID, and query by find by ID using the object ID, the object ID type of Mongoose. Remember that do not insert string to here. Okay. What about the next? You want to list a food with criteria or condition. So we have some of the condition input. We have a name, like we have a limit, limitation, etc. So for example, we can use a file with the criteria. The criteria here is all. An object, a blank object, it means all. This is some of the property display, and this is output. Check the arrow and send to the screen about the data output. Then the limit, I can get the limit from the input by using query request.query.limit. It means the limit variable that I get from the input client from the request, and I pass the integer, and if it is not available, I will use a default value is 100. So it do not have to list all the record in the table. It is very large. In some cases, not safe. So criteria now is for example name, and regard mean regular expression, expression without converting to case. It is something like in SQL that we search a name, something like, or a name contain the input string. Then if it has the result, you can print out the food, all of the food in an array and the number of element in that array. Then after calling this in the string, I can input a question mark name, for example crampy, crampy, yes. And you also see that this is how it means that one record to adapt the criteria. You can change a little bit. For example, you change to salad. So we have a two record. Japanese salad contains salad, and multiple salad contains salad, and it is in case not case sensitive. So case insensitive, it means that here, okay, we have a salad or salad with uppercase, not important. Then we can see that I can add more to check some of code to check the input. For example, I can check the name. If the name is not nil, you can print to here to see that if it has not name. You can print out that the input parameter is wrong. You can check if this input parameter is wrong. So you also change to another name. For example, a regular express here, it mean it contain only the text, or it is that with the first character and the end character, and inside this we have this, but in case sensitive. Then the name, for example salad, press OK. Okay, not found, because you need to add the string as it. Yes, okay, the string as its string. A Japanese salad, and it had matched the first character and the end character. So I paste the example here so you can change and see inside my code. This is my lesson today. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more video.